this is a new era, bringing it all together, getting your right mind, we grind, we do it forever, that's the only mission. Elevated thinking, it's a vision. Yeah, I'ma keep moving if this don't hit. You can't stop me when I hop aboard the spaceship. Sit and watch as I make shit. I am not a human, I'm a living constellation.
Yeah. But that's where that's like, when I learned to actually carve that out and answer that, you know, that's when I was like, okay, now I'm ready. Because I know how to not argue with people and still be
but I'm so good at it. Like,
that's what I think, honestly, with that, like, the phone calls are where that comes in. Phone calls are like, the telephone tough guys are a different breed. I'm like, nope.
No, that's what I'm trying. That is a literally.
Oh, these prices are sky high. Like, what did you guys do that for? No,
you're like, because I actually sat down.
If I was corporate, they'd be much lower.
Right. Like,
if I had control of the prices, then everything would be $1. Fuck it.
We get it. Yeah.
Jeez. No, I'm learning that like right now, because like you ever hear yourself back to yourself and you're like, wow, you really didn't handle that well.
Yeah. Absolutely. You're like, I could have said so many different things after this, but you know what? Here we are.
Sometimes I'm like a
You know what? Come back. I'm sorry, all right? Just fuck off.
No, but for real. Like, I feel like I'm like a fly on the wall watching myself sometimes, and I can hear myself being like, do you want to speak to a manager? And I'm like, oh my God, Kayla, reel it back. You are not, no.
Actually, like flip on that. Like, I had to be told, Joe, you're a manager now. You can do that several times. So I was like, I'll get a manager for you. I'm like, Joe, you could do that now. That's your job now. Yeah. Remember? I'm like,
you're the manager.
That's right. I keep forgetting that. Damn it.
No, you got to do the hidden staircase move where you're like, I'll go get it in the message. I'll go get a minute.
Come back.
Yeah. Hi, how are you?
You totally do that with that service desk level too.
Yeah.
You probably could. I see the reason, and actually the reason why I don't want to be a manager is really stupid.
Do you want to just pull that closer to you, the mic?
Because
it turns, but just so we can.
That's good.
Get you loud.
Oh no!
I know Life's ready now. He's got some
I was having mic problems earlier. So.
Do you have headphones?
Were you a headphone person?
I'll take it. Or do I not have to?
You don't have to.
Oh, word. Okay. All right. That's cool. I don't have to.
It's more for me, and so Life.
I mean, is there music playing in the background? We're gonna play anything? I want to. I'll play some. I'll wear some headphones. Yeah.
It's
please.
Headphones, I'm sorry.
Oh
no!
I don't even rock headphones too much anymore.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Unless I'm in the booth.
Here, right? You want these?
Sure.
All right, cool.
I
was gonna say, you know what, Shay? I'm gonna try them this week.
Well, let me just. Are you a headphone guy? How well does this pick up? How close do I have to be? Because it's like, this is okay. Yeah.
Still be able to pick it up.
No, I don't need those. You can have them.
Okay,
that's cool.
Want headphones?
Well, I went to
I pushed the responsibility
95.3 Manchester. There's the
fine.
Can you hear me? Awesome.
Yeah,
the headphones hold the power.
Cool. I'm like, I don't want that.
Some places are like, I did 95.3 Manchester a couple weekends ago, and they were like, you got to be right there. I'm like, fuck. All right.
No, I just turned the volume up.
I know.
Just turn the gain up like any other studio.
It was a big foamy one, not like this. I like these mics. What are these condensers? Like what?
Yeah.
I don't know too much about those, but I know like that's one of the first mics I recorded on was one of these. I was like, yes, awesome.
Yeah, these are the ones.
Sound good.
Yeah, well, these are the ones if you have like a lot of outside noise that like you have to be right here.
Yeah.
So that because it only is going to pick up within like a certain radius versus I think it's dynamic is the other one, which is like I could like the mic up there is a dynamic one. So like I could stand back here and yell and it'll pick it up.
Well, you can that picks up anywhere.
Because that's what remember we were doing those songs and you're like, yo Jay, I was like, yo, stand back like 10 feet and then just scream.
What?
No, but it picks up. It gives it like a certain ambiance, like having that like extra layer without standing too close, and obviously having the mic peak, the everything hitting the ceiling.
And like if you have like more than one person, like that's perfect. They can just stand anywhere and still be able to pick it up pretty good.
Dude, I'm intrigued. You guys are recording in the house? Like what?
Yeah, it's still kind of my studio.
The nameless studio is that the
Yeah,
name?
the nameless studio. Yeah.
So do you have like an hourly rate, or do you like just record in the house for the art? Like what is the?
I do.
What's the deal?
I do record as well. I do have a little mini. We can talk off here.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah.
Yes.
I don't like promote it, but like I have people. I gotta hit up Itai because he's hit me up like 400 times. Like, yo,
Shout out to Itai.
I gotta get him in. I
miss him.
I actually, I'll
He's
do.
great.
Remind me when we wrap because I have time. Because it's always been like he'll shout out to Itai, but there's like he'll hit me up for like studio time and whatever, and it's usually like not a bad time, but I'm like, yo, like I'll get back to you. And then, of course, life just happens. Life with an I happens, and I never get back to him because it's just so busy. Yeah, it's like I have.
I'll make shit happen.
So like I've apologized to him like
L.I.F.E.
100 times. I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. So I gotta when we get off.
It does happen.
It's
Yeah.
documented. You need to contact
Yeah.
this man.
So, but yeah, shout out to you, Ty.
Yeah.
Super dope artist too.
Here's a question, just because of what we're gonna talk about. How quick does the episode air?
A week
so we
from today.
dropping next
Oh,
Wednesday.
excellent. Okay.
A week from
Yeah.
today.
Excellent.
Yeah. So we try to shoot on a Wednesday and then drop following Wednesday.
That's awesome.
Depending on what the episode is. You know what I mean? Like sometimes if it's like a special, you know, if we do like a special or whatever, like we'll film it prior to drop it on a certain time, whatever. So
Yeah. So last week's episode that we filmed is dropping today, and this,
dropped
this
literally right now.
Who? Oh, word.
okay.
Who was it?
7:30.
That was
Saif.
Kamari, and Nim, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
officially
That's gonna
available
be a
right
dope
now.
episode.
Yeah, that was a good conversation. That was really good. That was really good. So, but we're here now.
We are?
That's all that matters.
First timer.
Yeah.
Are we rolling?
I'm with
Yes,
it.
we are actually.
Oh,
Hey, that's
of
nice.
course.
We've probably been rolling for like 45 minutes.
Like before you started putting the book down.
Okay.
That's wonderful. I respect that. I love that. Excellent. I've always loved candid. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that's
whenever
the best.
somebody's taking pictures, I'm like, just catch me when I'm not looking.
Yeah.
Please.
I
I
cannot
love that.
take post pictures, but candids are fine. I'm also very similar on that. Like, please do not. I
Yeah.
can't. No.
Those are the best ones. Natural.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all
I
it
like
is.
Did you just take a picture?
Yeah.
That's
Figured Crispy's not here, so I was hoping
shout
the
out
light.
Crispy.
Shout
Better
out
not have been
Crispy.
me.
I was hoping the light wasn't
Yeah.
gonna be on, and
I was
then
not ready.
no, it says off too. Jerk. Everything
Yeah, it lied
says
to
Got my right side,
Yeah.
not my left.
Is that your actual phone?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
that's cool.
I just do it right from my watch. Whatever I want. It's whatever.
You can do
Super
that.
dope.
Yeah, when you're actually in frame.
Fuck. Well,
Yeah, you're in a good spot this time.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, well, I pulled up. I didn't know where to park out there. So that fire hydrant right there. I was like, oh no.
dude, you know how many times the people across the street have thrown parties and they occupy every single space. with
Yeah.
their
Yeah,
clothes
I
in.
didn't feel guilty parking basically like on your neighbor's lawn. I'm not on it, but like,
Yeah.
right there.
No, they don't. They don't care.
like,
Like
whatever.
they leave. They've literally left enough for each driveway for like one car unit to be able to like slide out and get down the street.
All right. Wow.
Like every other, like they've double parked, maybe triple parked sometimes. Yeah.
Good parties then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
But like you'll see like the house across the street, so like cars will be like on both sides, like stretched out like 3 car lengths, and then like you're just enough to back out and then
Are
get
your neighbors Asian?
yes,
Okay. That
white, Asian, white,
I was like, that sounds like an Asian.
black
thing
and
to do.
white, Asian, white, Asian,
Blue.
Asian.
Orange.
Oh, I love the representation we have.
Nice.
in this.
Nice.
Yeah, different variations. Shout out to all cultures.
Yes.
But yeah,
Maybe that was like insensitive. No, is that racially insensitive if I'm Asian and I called out an Asian thing?
no,
Well,
it's okay if you
I
say
don't
it.
know.
That's true. That's true. Because I was like, that sounds Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay if you say it. Yeah.
Literally, actually, Ashley had texted me when your neighbors at the apartment were like having a party and like cars everywhere.
She told
And
me.
I literally said to her, I was like, "Are your neighbors Asian?" And she was like, "Yes." And I was like, "I knew it."
She's like, makes sense. Makes sense. But yeah. I don't know. It's going to be like that next week, even though you're not going to be here. Whatever.
Well, you're the one that decided to have your birthday when I wasn't gonna be here.
Well, I didn't want to do it the week out there because of Sabbath. That's the only reason.
Oh, Okay. I get that.
So that's the only reason why, or I would have done it the week after. And I didn't want to do it on a Sunday because.
Are you busy on your actual birthday?
Yeah, studio.
Oh, that's a good birthday.
You're going
Yeah.
to
Right
studio.
there, always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you record?
I have the whole week off.
Do you record somewhere specific? Or
The Bridge Sound and Stage
okay,
in
nice.
Cambridge. Shout out to Mertz. Shout
Nice.
out to the Bridge Sound and Stage. Shout
Yeah.
out
That's
to
like a really
Archetype.
nice studio.
It's a very nice studio.
Yeah.
It was actually the only day. So I'm doing a 2-hour recording session, and then Pastor E is gonna come and lay drums for
Nice.
2 tracks because it was like
Awesome.
the only
So
day that it was
talented.
available. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll make it work." I was like, "Can you do it?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'll figure it out." So I'm like, "All right, let's book it. It's the
And
only
you're
day."
like, it's my birthday. Add that extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so from 11 to 4, I'll be down there just recording, and then we'll do the live drum set. So,
That's awesome.
That man is so talented.
yeah,
Like-
he's a beast.
I'll watch him on Sundays. Like, I just see him. Obviously, he's singing, playing the drums at the same time. Sometimes he's pulling something up on, like, doing something on his phone at the same time as playing the drums, switching whatever drumsticks he has to do something else. And I was like, good for you.
And changing the lyrics, you know,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
lost the lyrics.
Yeah,
and stuff
and I was
that.
like, wow, that is just like,
multifaceted, yeah. Now he does the piano. I'm like, dude.
yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he picked up the piano super quick, actually. I mean, I don't know, like, if he's ever done it prior, but
Does he play guitar too?
I
wouldn't be
don't.
surprised if
Because I
that's
mean,
next.
I know
I
that
haven't seen him play.
Okay.
Stop searching things. Becky Hemsley Poetry Facebook. I have no idea if she's ever realized or like you don't make a difference. Just
Huh?
I have no idea what my phone is trying to do. What
I
does
can't
it
wear
mean?
watches. I don't like those.
I can't do
I
that,
can't,
but I think I want
It's
a Fitbit.
uncomfortable.
I can't even do a bracelet. I tried to, but I like those. ones.
Filipino
I like them,
super
like, rocking
quickly.
my shows and
Actually,
stuff.
I mean, I don't know like that if he's ever done prior, but so it like started, but it says so it searched Filipino super quick. Actually, I mean, I don't know like that if he's ever done prior, but and then it was like I found this on the web.
Nice. Nice.
I don't know where it got Filipino. We were talking about Asians.
Yes. Talking about Asians super quick.
Yeah. So
Was that Siri?
yeah.
I'm like, don't say it again.
Oh shit.
Okay, here's all right. Now that you're talking to your watch here, what do you think of AI?
I mean, within reason.
Good answer.
Within reason.
It's a tool.
Certain things.
It's gonna be abused though. We all know. it.
100%.
We all
It's
know.
already
It's already
getting
is,
abused, yeah.
Did you see it? Like, I started to get wicked freaked out when I watched the 60 Minutes, and they were talking about, so AI is the new thing, right? So when there's a new thing, everybody's trying to make that strong version, right? So
Yeah.
Wendy's has a great burger, and McDonald's has a great burger, and blah blah blah, or even like the Nintendo come out, now
Yeah.
it's the Sega, and everybody's trying to make their great version of this.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm watching this 60 Minutes thing, and the guy is just blown away talking to the creators and stuff. So their version, this guy made, it's Google's version of AI, and it's called Bard.
Bard.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember what it stands for, but it totally goes into the fact, like, it's asking questions, and it's real quick. And it doesn't get its knowledge from Google.
So Google created it, but it doesn't get its knowledge from Google.
Yes. It's essentially hooked up to a computer that is learning. What's that sound like?
iRobot.
Terminator. As well. Yeah.
I haven't
Good
seen
call.
Terminator in a little bit. So.
iRobot.
But yeah, so both right. So then it asked it at the time. I think it was aired like maybe a year and a half ago. So it was like it asked AI to create a solution for inflation. It wrote a book. It came up with a guy who made it, all fictional. It was not real at all. Right? Did I say that right? Fictional?
Yeah.
So it was like, so it was all like this guy didn't even exist. The name was made up. The whole solution was made up by AI, but it was very profound, I guess. Like the answers were real quick, very scary. That is scary.
What?
So that's like, imagine when that gets. So then they asked the guy, I was like, do you think so? When you know how when you're like scrolling through your phone and you saw these like green faces, hey, I'm AI. And it's like, hey, try me, right?
Yeah.
It literally said on the 60 Minutes that they were releasing the AI slowly to the public to see how they react. So when you saw that, the first like advertisement for AI was, think about it. What was the first thing that you saw? You were like, oh, wow, that's artificial intelligence. On your phone. Writing a story or something. Type something in and it'll write a story real quick or a phrase.
Isn't that like ChatGPT or
Yeah.
Okay. What was
that
it?
probably sounds so stupid.
No, I don't even
type
know.
of phrase, and then you can get like a picture
It could,
or
yes,
whatever.
yeah. So that was like a smaller, and then it advanced. Now we've got versions that are just creating whole big things. And now when you look on Facebook, oh no, I didn't mean to push that. It's giving me AI. Oh, now I have to push find on Facebook. Did you ever realize that? You go on Facebook at all?
I don't have Facebook.
Oh, that's a good thing.
somewhat.
That's
I mean,
not.
not as
well,
much as
they
before,
changed
but
it. They changed the search engine. All of a sudden,
To ask
had
AI.
AI.
Oh, I did see that, yeah.
So you're like,
Too, right?
how? I might.
I
It
think.
probably does. They're all so it's all getting introduced into everything. It's very scary to
Yeah,
me.
it's not
and then
it's not the magnifying glass search icon anymore. It's like a multicolored.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that
yeah.
Instagram has that too. And
Until-
I feel like an old fuddy-duddy because I'm just like you.
I understand.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm cool.
But it's like, when you get into the whole AI, I saw one that was it was a robot hooked up to Google, and it asked it if it liked humans, and it said it wanted to lock humans up and protect them, like a zoo. Interesting, huh? That stuff's crazy, man.
That already happened.
And now, yeah. Well,
I mean,
Good question.
AI. I mean,
that we don't realize.
this is the
but-
Matrix.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess there's like good and bad that comes with it, but like I feel like, just because I work in banking, so now with AI, like fraud, and the type of like scams that can obviously fraudsters are very clever and they made things look legit prior to AI.
Yeah.
But now that AI is a full thing, I think it's just helping fraud and helping scams become even more prevalent than they already were.
Yeah.
So that as soon as you said AI, that's the first thing that I thought of. So I'm like, no.
That's it. Yeah. Well, now it's getting to the picture in the movie thing, and now you have to wonder what you're seeing that they're telling us is real or fake.
Yeah.
But then if you go back, so this is actually go full circle. The AI and technology that's released slowly to the world, that watch that you're wearing.
Yeah.
Do you realize that when we went to the moon, somebody was wearing a watch on their wrist, and it was connected to NASA? Guess who made it? It was Macintosh.
I was like, AI,
yeah.
don't just
AI made it.
Yeah.
No, it was Macintosh because it wasn't
was
wasn't
before
Apple
Apple.
yet, right? Did I have that right?
Yeah,
It was-
yeah. Macintosh was first.
So that was the first one, and they went to the moon with one of those on their wrist.
Huh.
I feel
That's
like-
really interesting.
Dude, wasn't that the movie
Like-
Steve Jobs? Wasn't that?
Probably.
I think it was.
Yeah.
That's where I remember.
That's
it from
interesting.
then.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that like technology.
I haven't seen that movie, but I have wanted to watch it.
But it also makes me feel like I'm like we're in end times.
Like flying
Technology
cars,
scares me.
they've already got it.
I saw
they've already got it.
the stupid car, the one with the unbreakable windows.
What?
The tank looking thing.
I just
that
saw
a
one.
thing?
I
Was
just
it-
saw one yesterday.
Yeah, I saw one in Dover once. I was like,
What
oh
does it
wow,
look
that was
like?
Horrible.
yeah. It's- you ever seen Demolition Man?
No. If it's a movie,
That's
I
in that.
probably haven't
Have you ever seen
it.
that? Demolition, Sylvester Stallone. It's a futuristic movie.
Can you Google it?
Yeah.
No, right?
My buddy sent me a video.
Why Google when you can ask AI?
I'll ask
that's
AI.
true.
Hey, what's
You ask
the?
AI.
No, I don't want to ask AI
Ask
anything.
Jeeves.
Oh yeah, that was my guy. Jeeves was my guy.
Now we gotta ask Siri. Oh,
What are the new cars called?
Tesla.
No, it's not. No, it's not Tesla. My buddy sent me a TikTok, and it was on the new update for the iPhone, or the 18 update for iPhones and whatever, iPads or whatever. So what it can do now, and I was like, yeah, our kids are screwed. They're gonna be. My buddy literally wrote, our kids are gonna be
Oh, I've
dumb.
seen that. Okay.
Kids are gonna be dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all black. It
Yeah.
looked kind of cool.
Is that the Kanye one? Kanye put out one that was like all black. It was all sleek and it looked cool, but I wouldn't want to drive it.
Yeah.
I see a couple on the road every now and then.
I've seen
That was the
one,
first time.
Someone had like a picture either next to one or in front of one on Instagram. I saw it and I was like,
So he sends me this video of the update, and what it does is for the iPads, so you can write a math problem and it'll just solve it for you. Mm-hmm. Like you can literally you know how I have the Apple Pen and stuff.
That's why I'm gonna go to college again.
Well,
But it's like now the kids aren't going to learn anything because you're not going to be able to
like that.
use your brain and figure it out.
I feel that's why I'm like, dude, we're like in end times.
So you can
But
just
I've been saying
be
that since, like, 2015.
super dumb.
Yeah.
well, I remember in junior high, my teacher always told me that I couldn't have a calculator everywhere I went, and you do.
I know every job is like, yeah, here's our operating system that does all the math for you.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Oh my god, the reel that I sent you or the meme that I sent you about graphing calculators,
yeah,
the Texas
wow,
Instruments, we all got to remember
stupid.
that. Come on.
That you had to pay $70 for, that you used
They
two
were
functions
so
on, and that was it.
expensive.
Yeah. And you still never learned how to use it.
My poor parents, they had to pay like so much money for that, and then I sucked at that class. And then,
You never learned how to fully use it functionally.
I literally don't even remember.
Yeah. I never fully learned how to use it.
What is y equals
Stupid.
mx plus b?
That was in there.
Ooh.
Or the graphs, you had to graph something and you could graph it on
I
the
was
thing.
I don't even.
bad at that.
Nope.
It was every time I did it was just error, doesn't graph right. It was supposed to be a right angle. It would be like an acute angle. I'm like, I'm putting the coordinates in. It's not working.
I was so
I thought
bad.
it was LMNOP.
Yeah, it's something crazy. Yeah,
2 + 1 is 3. Like, why are you putting an N there?
yeah, literally. Yeah, once variables started coming in the picture, I was like, man.
Well, we know who will
my
not
kids
be
ask me
tutoring your
about-
child in math.
Yeah,
My kids asked me about, when it comes to math problems and stuff when they were doing it. I was like, nope, I can't. I'm sorry.
Isn't there,
If
Well,
it's
the way
past
they do
junior
math-
high, I don't know, man.
yeah.
It
Well,
stinks.
the new math is terrible.
It is. It's all different. I
It's
don't even
40
know.
extra steps.
Why?
Yeah.
The kids are like, yeah. The kids. I'm watching the kids do it, and I'm like,
We don't
dude,
know yet. We have to find
Okay.
one.
it's taking you 5 minutes to do this math problem. And then I'm like, you guys want to see how I do it? They're like, yeah, sure, I guess. And 2 seconds, and they're like, that's it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm like, you could just do it. Well, our teacher wants you to do it this way.
have you heard the Terrence Howard theory?
No.
Oh, dude, he goes into the whole fact of the matter that we were all taught math wrong. Because he goes into certain questions this may or may not be facts. I don't know. This is just his theory. And he sits back, just when you multiply something, it's to double it, right? So why is 1 times 1 1?
Just 1.
And you don't.
Yeah.
To multiply is to double. So it should be 2, right? It's kind
Fair.
of thought provoking, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's right. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but he goes into a whole big thing. I suggest looking it up and listen to it. It's really good. I haven't even got, because he starts talking and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There was somebody that said numbers were subjective or something like that, and I was like, wait, what?
Is that?
She's like, yeah, it had to, I don't forget what they were referring to, but it was something. Yeah, it was something like, oh, numbers are just subjective. So if you want 2 + 2 to equal 5, it can be 5.
I feel like
and I was
somebody
like,
very
no.
liberal and woke said that.
I was like, wait, no, because if I have 2 water bottles and I
add
can take 2 more,
water bottles.
it's still
I think
4.
That's 4 water bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2. I'm not 1, 2, 4. 5.
Sure. No.
I'm like,
I was like,
whatever. I could be wrong. I'm very open to being wrong. It's fine.
that's why I said the only time 1 + 1 equals 3 is when you're having a kid. Said it
Yeah.
once.
That's good. Yeah.
You're right.
I think I've heard that before. That's good.
Yeah.
Totally.
But anyways,
Well done.
We're here for you.
No, that's good.
Not to let AI.
No, that's
hold
good.
the conversation.
That's good.
Let AI
AI just took over. None of us are real right now.
Oh my god.
That's
I
all.
think we said
just-
that last episode too. So this could be a
Real life
whole.
was already too much. There doesn't need to be an idea at all. There is no need for that at all.
Yeah, that's
It's
okay.
just, they told us not to copy the back of the book back in the day, and now they're encouraging to just ask Google. I don't.
I'm so upset. I would have got such good grades.
I would have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids don't even worry about their homework anymore.
What?
I've had kids leave their homework every other day.
Just let AI do it.
I don't know.
What do you mean? They just don't
Like their worksheets. Like they would leave their folders, their entire folders in the program. Because like sometimes they take them. Like me back in the day, I'd be trying to figure out how to break into the building to get my homework so that I could do my homework so that I wouldn't get in trouble.
I
And they're
forgot
just like,
my homework. Oh my god!
It was a huge deal. Though.
I remember.
All the
I would go
time.
home and freak out. Like, oh my god!
I'm like my even if I left it in school, I was like, I'm screwed. My homework is not getting done. Or you'd grab it, and if you had like, the school was open for like a morning care thing before school actually started, like you were running up to the classroom, grabbing it, and trying to
scribble it in homeroom.
All
right
the
before.
answers before
I was
everything
doing
happened.
all my homework in other classes, so I didn't have to do it when I got home.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I've seen. I could never do that, Beth. No, I gotta sit down and do it later. I can't. You're
math.
done with all your stuff? What?
Nope. Math was the worst, but I digress.
I would always like rush home, get everything done as quick as possible. Boom, 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 done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you forgot an answer.
If I had to study,
But I mean, I had practice like an hour after. And
Yeah.
you were
Sometimes I would have games. Sometimes there would be an away game.
You
Have to
guys
get
were,
to
that
like,
was the
actually good
worst.
Kids in high school, I wasn't.
Away games were tough, especially when you had homework that was due the next day. You're like,
And I was always told, like, my mom was hard on me. Like, she knew, like, if I don't do good in class, I'm not playing ball. So it's like, yo,
Same.
you either, do this, get an A, or don't play ball.
They don't do that anymore. I don't think. Like the grade system.
They
like
do.
if they do,
do,
they definitely
yeah.
do. I don't know how they do it. I wish they. I was in Dover.
it's not everywhere.
Yeah, it must not be. I don't know, but I heard it's a thing. I don't know. I haven't been in high school forever, so.
Yeah.
But I heard, that's what. Okay, now we'll go. What years did you guys graduate?
High school?
2011.
Yeah, 2011.
06.
Me too. Same.
01. Respect.
Good for us.
Yeah, I love it.
Now I'm helping people over the phone that like their birthday is the year that I graduated, and I'm like, please somebody shoot me.
Mine was supposed to be 2000, but things happen.
happen.
Yeah, that's
Takes
fine.
time.
Oh, love it. Yes. But that last year was incredibly easy. I only had like 3 classes. And I got good grades that last year too.
Joke's on you.
Jokes on you. It's like I wanted that to happen.
You're like,
You know?
what is this?
Planned this out. You don't even know.
I had the college credits sophomore year.
No, I'm not school was hard for me too. I
get that.
understand.
That was just like a tough time in life. Yeah.
Well, now you go into the kids that were dealing with COVID in high school and stuff. Like currently, like my kid's class just graduated, and he graduated 18, Dover High, New Hampshire, and they were all talking like the people that spoke. It was like, well, COVID had this and blah, blah. I was
we
like,
started
"That's
in
hard."
the COVID year.
But then again, it taught them something too. They have to realize
how
that
to not communicate with each other.
to a point,
Yeah.
to a point, because they had to
In person.
attempt in person. Yes,
In person.
yes, that added to
Let me
that.
clarify.
That I don't. Yeah, I agree. The face to face is just like just get out there. That would yes, but they did prepare them for that future because everywhere is that. It's all that Zoom stuff. It's all, hey, we'll do a Zoom. We'll do that. I had to have schooling through my work, and I'm glad that they had sent me to a class, which was like 15 people
Like a
there.
regular classroom?
Yeah, it was really cool.
I'll do it because there were plenty of trainings for my previous job that I had that were not in person, that were just like over Zoom. But like I'm a hands-on kind of learner. I'm an in-person type of person.
Yeah.
Like if I am taking a class, I prefer to be in the environment where I feel like I'm taking a class.
Yeah.
That's definitely like where my best learning is at. So it's just tough.
I love it when people hand me paperwork and they're like, read that, you're going to be doing that. I'm like, no, you can show me.
I'm like,
I hate reading
read
stuff.
that as many times as you want me to. I'm not going to retain it.
Yeah, we could just do it together and then I'll remember. That'll be good.
I'm
Yeah.
like that too.
I have to. Oh my God.
Or I definitely like, even procedures like at my job, they do have, and it's very helpful. Like if you don't know how to do a certain transaction, you can look it up like on our intranet website, and it will guide you through it step by step. But the way that my brain works is like, I will follow that step by step, but for some reason I'm still like second guessing it, like, oh, am I doing this correct? Like, and I don't retain it, but if someone was to just walk through it with me, maybe the second
just
or third
click
time,
this,
I'd just be like,
bring this over,
oh,
type
is
that
this
in.
how you do it?
No,
Oh,
I
okay,
got it.
perfect. But like, I'll retain it much better.
I'll actually refer to that because that motions, you remember the action. So actually with like memorizing lyrics with those hand motions and you're doing certain steps, that makes me remember
The muscle memory.
Yes. Oh, big time.
I'm like that.
Big
when
time.
I'm
I'm like,
memorizing
oh, go
lines,
like
if I'm in a
this right
show,
there.
I always memorize my lines way easier when we're doing the blocking at the same time. Or, blocking and staging, like you're going through your
Yeah.
So like that's what cements in like whatever lines it kind of, to your point, like, just like the motion and the words together, then it's like, oh, okay, everything makes sense.
This all connects. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
you
why
watched Tyson. Oh, Tyson in
Yeah.
his training. It was like you could see that muscle memory. Oh, my
definitely,
God.
yeah.
I wish it wasn't postponed. You guys heard that, right? You guys paying attention to that?
Yeah.
What is it? Jake Paul?
Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Jake Paul and Tyson.
Mike Tyson are fighting.
Who?
Tyson was going to destroy him.
Yeah, he was.
I mean,
he would have.
It is postponed?
He's going to, yeah.
Is like a kid
Yeah.
yeah.
and like a
It's Jake Paul and
He
Jake Paul and Logan Paul.
Yeah,
the
he
brothers.
wants to fight. Oh,
feel
Logan's
so
a wrestler.
bad.
He's in the WWE too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jake wants to fight Tyson.
Are these actual? Are these people like actually trained in the sports, or are they did they just come up on social media?
They
came up
train
on-
in the sports,
yeah.
but they're those type of, well, I don't want to speak for them, but they're people that I think they do it for like for YouTube. I was gonna say the YouTube.
They
good
do it for the
Lord.
They
publicity.
do it for
But-
the YouTubes.
But they're fighting like Mayweather. They're fighting like all these like high
This is like
profile,
clickbait, kind of.
No,
Yeah.
they're-
all these
they're-
whole profile.
Well, then some people question.
McGregor,
They're
you know,
questioning the legitimacy of
yeah.
the fights.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly.
So
what
that's
I
a
mean.
question at
It's
hand.
like he
Yes.
actually trains, but like he's really doing it for the publicity, the money.
Okay.
Well, are the
and,
fights
like,
being
his
thrown?
his
Are they real results? Is it that's the
Right.
like who's really getting beat up here? That's a
Yeah.
question, especially with boxing, which has always been a question with boxing.
Yeah. Or is it just for the hype of
Or is it just for the hype of the
the
views?
hype and the paycheck of
yeah.
Which
Ratings. Oh, the TV's gonna love it. Everybody's gonna love it.
yeah.
I mean, I saw the documentary on Jake Paul. It's called Untold on Netflix, and that's like literally like that's why he's really in
It's
it.
just the
you know what I mean?
clickbait.
Because like his career was in a tough spot. Like, you know, they came up on social media and blew up like pretty young. So I mean, you know, he had, you know, problems with like addiction and all that stuff, which is, you know, a real thing to go through. But like, you know, that's how he got back up. You know.
But hey, we're athletes,
I mean,
so
yeah.
let's make money off trying to fight some of the.
I mean, it's good and it's
Tyson,
like,
though, you're just what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's Tyson.
No, same.
I
Yeah.
don't understand. Like you come on. Mayweather, okay. All right. Gregor, he's still a badass.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I wouldn't get in the ring with that alone. But
Yeah.
that's Tyson.
But
dude.
Tyson,
you're
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Not
Like
one
well said.
round. I'm sorry.
Right.
Anybody that thinks that was gonna go past 2 rounds.
No, I gave it to. I said I think Tyson would be a classy person to let it rock for a little bit, let him get a couple swings in, maybe a couple hits to, you know, because I feel like he would be the classy person to be like, all these people showed up, I'm not going to knock this dude out in 6 seconds.
Right, I'll get, like,
And
let it play
just
out
like
for a little
give
bit.
him a show for, you know,
Yeah,
however long,
Okay,
and then
to
just
be
go
here,
in for the
let's give
kill.
him a show.
exactly. And then I'm gonna
And
Then
sink
I'm
his
gonna take your
teeth
head off.
into his-
Yeah.
into the back of his throat.
Which
Bite his
I hope
ear.
he does. That would send a message. You know what I mean? Because like it's like, you know, I get the entertainment aspect of it. I get like that's just the business. You know what I mean? Like how Jake Paul operates and all that stuff. That's the business. But like if you're gonna get into the sport, like you better freaking bring it. Like you better train for real.
Well, it would
Yeah.
seem he was training for real,
yeah,
but
he-
even when
he
you
is.
watch the training videos, he does not look as fast as Tyson.
No,
I don't
no,
care
no,
if you
no.
think
You're
you're going
going
to
up
get a
against-
jab in there or not. But
Tyson's been doing this for how long?
his
Yeah.
whole life, his whole
Yeah.
entire
Yeah,
life.
I mean, he hasn't had a fight in a long time, but like,
Right.
I hope that like,
well, he fought what's his face a couple years ago.
Did he?
Um,
well, not like a long time, but
it was like maybe 4 years ago. Was it
yeah,
what was it? I can't remember his name. It was literally on I think it was on Netflix maybe, but I don't know. But
think I do
it was 2 retired boxers. Now I'm looking.
Oh, I think I remember what you're talking
yeah.
about. I know what you're talking about.
But I hope that I hope, but you never know with just today's day and age. I hope that Mike would be the type of person that he's like, all right, I'll buy into your little charade, if you will, but I'm gonna really show you, and I'm gonna knock your teeth in.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like I'll buy in, but like I'm for real. Like, and I will knock your teeth in, and this will be a legitimate fight type of thing. Not just like, oh, like we'll just do it for the paycheck. Oh, you hit me, I hit you, ha ha ha, and then I'm gonna hit you, and then you fall on the floor. Like, no, I'm really gonna beat the brakes off of you.
You're done.
That's to be reminded to not disrespect the sport.
Exactly.
Going forward, you're
My
going up
point
against
exactly.
guys who have been doing it their entire life, and it's a diss to them to
Make light of what they do.
Yeah, and to like rub it in their face or whatever. If you came out like as a victory,
did.
because he's only been training for like 3
It
4
was
years.
Roy Jones Jr. I can't
remember
believe
that.
I didn't
Oh, that
remember
guy.
that. Roy Jones Jr. In 2020. It
Sure.
was 4 years ago. I was right on. Nice. But that was, he was
That's
like,
right.
I remember he was fighting and they were like, Roy Jones, how you feel? Oh my God. He was like, Tyson's like, this guy just retired a couple months ago or something, or a couple years ago. Why didn't anybody ask me how I'm doing? Which he's right.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even in like the shape that he was now.
Yeah.
Then, and he still hung in
Right.
there with him. I think that was a tie or something.
Yeah, I
what
don't
they did.
remember the results. But yeah. So let's get into you got some stories, man. You got some stuff to share.
I know. What an interesting life you lead. You're an artist. You are a customer service extraordinaire.
Dude, I love like the regular customers. I really do. I've like worked.
Oh, I live for regulars.
Yeah, I was like
Regulars are dope.
I've worked there for so long. I still see that one person that I remember from the first day I started there.
Really?
Yeah, it was really
Oh,
cool.
that's special.
I have to say, Walmart 2130 Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Yes, that's where I work. And Walmart sometimes gets a bad rap, but I literally love working the retail.
I frequent the Walmarts.
Love it. Yeah, I love it. The people are like, I'm never shopping here again. I'm like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow.
Right? Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
So
Oh
full
my
of it.
gosh. That's
It's like, I know you're coming back.
Right.
I would come back.
Talk to you later.
Yeah.
All right. You feel better now?
We know you're not going to Target.
Yeah.
See you later, Judith.
I know. Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you for the same stuff that you get every single day.
Yeah. But I guess so the whole reason I hit you up, like I think it was Crispy shared a post. It was like, if you want to do a podcast, hit up these guys. I was like, yo, awesome. So I've worked at that store for 20 years.
God bless you.
21 years, I think it is, something like that. 02.
Oh, so like right out of high school.
Yeah. I was IHOP, and then Rite Aid, and then I went back to IHOP because I hated Rite Aid. That's just terrible.
So
I
you
couldn't.
went back
I
to
couldn't
food
work there.
service.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, this is terrible. I'm going to go back to retail. But that was more of just a research, a job, future in a job. So I was like, I'm going for the electronics section. So they lost my application. I wrote down. They were like, "Can you rewrite it?" Because back then it was paper form,
Yeah.
not.
Oh, jeez.
So I wrote cashier on this last one, and the manager at the time, Melissa, was like, "Oh, you got cashier experience? You're coming with me." Went to the front end cashiers, never looked back, and now I was like working my way up the ladder as much as I can. But I literally was like the guy that didn't want to move up for a long time. I didn't want to do it. I was like, I don't want to be like I said, I didn't want to be the guy to get the stuff that I like to do. I want to be the guy to do those things. But so that took some adjustment too. But in hip hop, like been doing the community shows for a long time. I've been watching you guys for a long time too. I always like to do a show that has a donation thing.
I noticed that
when we
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
respect. Yes. It's always important. That's what hip hop was. That's why I was like, oh, let's talk some hip hop. I'm really excited.
Yeah. So share that.
So I worked there for 20 years, and one day, I gave one of my personnel managers a ride to work because I live in Dover. She was in Dover. I was like, hey, I'll give you a ride. And we started kicking some ideas back and forth, which we always have those. Shout out Carol. She's in Newington now. but I was like, hey, what for donation hours when you do events, because I've always had this rapping skill and always wanted to do so. That's why, there's a purpose. And that is, if you can do something good with what your skill is, it's important to do so. So I always try to do those donations. Like, we're driving to work, and I was like, so what qualifies as donation hours? Would performances at an event count as donation? She goes, as long as you're off the clock and you document the time, as long as you're at the event doing whatever you're doing, you can take those hours, report it, and then CMN will double it towards the donation. So if I do 4 hours, they make it 8 at my hourly rate, and then pay it forward,
Because I saw
which
your
is cool.
flyer for the Walmart show, and I thought that was very interesting, and I was like,
Yeah, I was gonna ask him, like, because you don't typically hear like Walmart show,
And I was
like, okay, like I need some.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if
Understanding.
this is just like, well, because at the time I didn't realize that you were employed by Walmart.
Right.
Because I was going through this actually on my lunch today. I was just like looking through some stuff because like knowing you're the guest and just like kind of like seeing what you do and like what you're about. And then I saw the Walmart show. I was like, oh, I wonder if that's just like a theme, like a marketing thing.
Like, oh, he got hired to do this.
Yeah.
No, it's literally like, it's literally right place, right time. Worked as hard as you could for so many years, and then found an opportunity with the two things that you love to do. So, the full circle is that. So I started writing when I lived across the street 20 years ago. I was into hip hop before that. It was the DJ mixtape, backpack, $5 a cassette tape, all that stuff, all that jazz. But then it was like, hey, so okay, can we set up an event for Boston's Children's Hospital?
Beautiful.
And we'll throw a concert.
That's awesome.
And I was like, yo, what? And knowing the community, they don't want to just see hip hop. We gotta attract everyone. So I'm like, we will do a big eclectic show. Country, pop, hip hop. Last year, Adrian McDavis? Okay. She opened the show last year.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't know that name.
New Fame? No. Super, super dope. Shout out Adrian McDavis. She couldn't make it I hit her up and she couldn't do it. She was like, "Are you gonna hate me if I can't make it this year? I have a paying gig in Buffalo." I was like, "I would never hate you.
Right.
Don't even you take that gig and get paid. I understand.
Right.
Don't even."
Right. You gotta pay your bills.
So that was cool. But we did we got a dope flyer from Lee Giles.
Yep.
Lee Giles, shout out Lee Giles.
Yeah.
He did last year's and this year. So when it was cool because the event time was coming up and there was already a buzz in the air from last year.
That's awesome.
And everybody started talking about it. They were like, "Oh, they said you were doing another show this year." I was like, "We are?" Oh, cool. Also, big shout out to T.I. Dub. He runs sound, amplified audio. Totally donates his time for that. So last year, it was the first one. We did it right underneath the Walmart sign.
That's cool.
Out front, it was hotter than hell out. People were so into the cause. It was like burgers and dogs, drinks, face painting, all that stuff.
Oh,
it was really community.
beautiful.
Yeah, it was awesome community stuff. People were so into it that it was like it was so hot out that the awning, like there was like a balcony right there. They didn't leave. They went under the balcony because you could easily leave or go in the store. It's hot. I know we're doing this thing out here, but it's like,
Right.
it's hot out here. But they chose to stay, and I was like, oh, that is awesome.
Cool.
That's
I know you're doing something right.
support. Like, so now this year, instead of under the sign, we're taking it out into the parking lot closest to Route 1 in Portsmouth. So now we're out in the parking lot in the front. So when Route 1's people are driving by, it's Saturday, June 29th. I'm going to plug it right away.
Yeah, of course.
Saturday, June 29th at noon we start. All right. We'll have a bucket for donations. There's games. There's We're gonna have games, food, just like last year. But last year we raised $1,100 on the sidewalk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, it was
That's
so.
a-
It was such a
That's
team
nice.
effort by everybody. Everybody was in on it. From the lady selling the lollipop set. Shout out Ruby. All the people greeters, everybody at Walmart. They really, there's like this time of year is like when we do this event, you really see people coming together. It's really cool.
That sounds really beautiful.
Giving everybody jobs, everybody, hey, this is for the donation, sell these lollipops, do this, do that. It's really like a team effort.
That's wicked nice.
When you go through the register and you want to round up, if you go through Walmart right now, if you round up your dollar or go to CMN in Boston Children's Hospital, that's what we're doing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's all involved, but everybody has their store-by-store numbers. Right now, I just got the numbers today, and so far we started on June 10th, and we have from June 10th to raise as much money as we can up till July something. I don't know. But right now we're number 2 in the market.
Beautiful.
So that's cool. So far, that's fun stuff.
That is really sick. That's really
what,
cool.
like that's what it is. But being in that, like I've always wanted to do something with the hip hop that I've loved, and this was the opportunity. So,
So
Yeah.
cool.
yeah, we have country. We have this year. So this year it's really cool. We have a rock band that's an instrumental rock band that's going to close the show.
That's cool.
Right before. So I don't know how the lineup is going to go all the way through, but I know the last 2 acts are going to be me with a drum and bass set and then acoustic as well, like 2 separate kind of sets.
So cool.
Drum and bass with some old blues musicians.
Oh, I love blues.
And then my boy Tommy Ghost on an acoustic set with like 5 songs. It's a really like nice dynamic. But then we're gonna close it with the rock band that's just gonna shut it down. Oh my god! So
That's dope.
Calm. Can I list off the performers?
Yeah, of course.
Just, hey,
Yeah.
tell her
Yes.
all about it. Tell her. Listen.
Let me see. Sorry, forgive me.
No, do your thing. We're not going anywhere.
We're not going.
You have 10 seconds to find
What are
10
you
people.
talking
Oh no!
Let's see. So I know it's okay. So the bands are Sunset Rhythm. They're an acoustic act that's going to do like some covers of like country, maybe some John Mellencamp songs, stuff like that. My boy Brother Blue is going to bring that country hip hop stuff he's been working on.
Word.
I'm gonna rock a set, like I said. Andrew Carbon's that's a stage name, and he does like a lot of like Pink Floyd covers and stuff like that.
Cool.
That'll get people.
He brings his guitar out too.
Like for where you're at. That will.
It's gonna be
perfectly-
it's gonna be fun. Ti Dub's gonna rock a set. He does sound as well. P Rob, do you guys know P Rob?
Yeah.
Shout out P Rob.
I know P-Rob.
He's gonna rock a set. My boy Austin Ridlon he's an up and coming, like he loves to sing. He's always doing TikToks. He loves doing Bon Jovi cover songs and stuff like that.
nice.
So he's gonna rock a couple of songs. And then Calm the Sea is the rock band, the instrumental rock band. It's like a nice dynamic.
Yeah, you
Fun
got a
stuff.
Nice lineup. Good for you.
Shows need that. They need like the variety. I love.
Yeah.
I've
there's
always loved an
variety in
eclectic
shows.
show. It's always been like, because that brings everybody out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you might even discover something that you might not have said you might like, but now you like it.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
know.
Yeah. Stone
I
Church
say
is
all
good
the
like
time,
that too.
I'm like, oh, I don't like country, and then certain country songs come on, and then I'm like, oh no, am I liking it?
I might like this one, yes. My daughter is so into country, and at first I was like, no, I don't want to listen to it. I don't want to. It makes me sad. I don't like
I
it.
think it's because I tried to fight feelings,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
country music makes you feel feelings.
Oh yeah, they
But
do.
now that I'm embracing it, I think that's why I'm like more open to it.
Well, now, yeah, and then I started listening to it, and I'm like, that some of those lyrics are really good.
Right.
They were
And I
really,
think-
really good, prospectively wise too.
I was just gonna say now I'm kind of at the point in my life where I'm like, oh no, I get why you're talking about that,
Yeah.
and I'm open to it. And I think also listening to more worship music had made me a little bit more open to the country sound because I feel like certain worship songs sound
Yeah.
that they just have that like country sound. I'm like, oh, I like this.
Yeah. I know which ones you're talking
Jeez.
about.
Yeah.
Feelings. I was driving with my daughter, and we were going somewhere, and I was like, here's my phone, pick a couple of songs, and she puts on this country song that is about, I don't know the song name or anything, so don't ask me. So, but it's literally a song about a girl that's supposed to love the girl in the mirror more than the boy. and I started to tear
would
up a
be a
little bit.
mess.
I know. I started to tear up a little bit, and she's like, "Dad, it's not that serious." I was like, "No, it is.
It's
Like, let's just drive right now." Okay. I'm like, I'm with it, and I like this. You wanted me to like the songs you play. I like this.
Is
Let's
she a
just leave it at
teenager?
that. She is.
That is a classic
16.
teenage
I love it.
response.
Yeah.
It's not that serious.
Not that serious, Dad.
Yeah.
I was like, I love it.
Right.
Yes.
Sounds about right.
That's
I'm not
hilarious.
crying. You are.
I know.
Yeah,
literally.
every time.
I
look,
look,
we're
we're such a big sap at this point in my life. I'm like just a big gaping feeling. It's
Yeah.
really
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Getting the parent text right now.
Hey, you're a
that's
dad,
right.
do your thing.
Right. Should think.
As a professional daughter for 35 years, like if
Yeah.
my parents do not instantaneously answer me, I'm like, what's wrong?
Yeah, what's happening? Where are you? Yeah, because initially I thought I was thinking this show was like a bars over bars type of thing because they pick they get like unique spots and I was like,
Yeah.
oh cool, like all right, they got
No.
pulled to Walmart.
I love that. So it's like there's like in hip hop and like music stuff in general. Like, would you get to like that's kind of groundbreaking, and I didn't realize it to a point until somebody said I didn't think that was possible, and then certain people started inquiring about the show, and I was like, oh, okay, we got something here.
No, it definitely is.
Yeah.
When I saw the flyer today, I was like, oh, Walmart. That's a big corporation.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's a really cool thing to get them on board for something like that, So
right,
that's
because usually corporations are can be like
very
Well,
hard to break
especially with
into.
hip
Yeah.
hop, especially with hip hop, like
Yeah.
when you're
I
but if
didn't
you're
think-
kind of like you're contemporary or you're doing covers like oh yeah sure like
Yeah.
family music, but
Yeah.
when you throw hip hop, a lot of companies are like
well, that's why.
A lot of people in general with hip hop are like,
Well, that's that is like the cool thing about that is like when if you're in there early in the morning, shout out, I can't remember the DJ's name, but the Walmart radio has been playing hip hop in the morning.
that's cool.
I'm walking in and I'm hearing Gangstar. I'm walking in and I'm hearing Eric B and Rakim. So there's like there's like a lot of 90s jams,
pretty cool.
that are on the radio like what was the one that I heard? I was like, what is happening right now? I can't believe they're playing this. What was it? Somebody even came up and was like, are you listening to this right now? I was like, yes.
That's
you must
cool.
be loving
Oh, I love it. Absolutely.
wish
I
the
remember
Walmart I went to did that.
they do.
Are you sure?
It's the same station.
Is it?
Yep, better be. Or if they're playing something different, I think they're breaking rules.
Okay.
Because it is literally like one DJ and
just
one
for-
circuit. Yeah.
Okay.
Should all be the same thing.
I was like, I go to the Tewksbury store. I'm there at like 8 in the morning.
Let me know when you hear it. I bet you
Okay,
you'll
I
hear
will.
it.
I'll
Well,
pay more
actually,
attention
8. If you're between 8 and 10, those are sensory hours. There's no music playing.
What?
Yeah, that's for the so that's targeted towards parents or anybody elderly, special needs that create that loud music that
Yeah.
creates a bad environment for anybody that is sensitive to that. I'm trying to be very sensitive when I'm saying this.
Going there at those times.
It's beautiful, isn't
And
it?
you're making me realize because
It's
I
so
struggle
calm.
with certain sensory things.
Yep. Yep,
That's it?
that's
Oh
what
my
it is.
God.
So now, if you look for the signs, you
for
might
what you do.
yes, yes. You might even see the signs now when you walk in that they're actually there saying 8 to 10. Yeah, and they announce it before they go too.
Wow.
When they started doing that, that was one of those things that I was like, yeah, I like this company. That's why I like to work here. Stuff like that.
that's
You know,
funny.
people are like, hey, how long have you worked here? I'm like, well, it's good. He was like, is it a good job? He's like, well, if you can handle it.
Yeah.
That's
It's-
true.
yeah.
Because I know that especially like at Walmart, and I was actually just saying this to one of my coworkers the other day. I was like, you guys do a lot of different things. Because, like, I mean, depending on what department you're in. I'm obviously, because I'm in banking, I'm specifically talking about, like, cash handling transactions.
Yep.
But, like, you guys do a lot of different transactions and have, like, and there's a lot of responsibility and liability that comes with those things, too. So I was like, wow, Walmart really does, like, a whole lot of different things. Like, God bless the
Just
people.
want,
Yeah,
It gets tough, yeah.
I'm sure it's not easy.
Well, that's why I didn't want to move up for a while either, because I was like, I don't want that responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm not
my
ready
God,
for
who
that.
wants to be a manager? But
well,
I mean,
Then
hey,
it's
sure.
pretty cool. It's kind of, I mean, it's kind of not cool, but I was like, have you ever seen, did you see the Top Gun movie, Maverick?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, why have you been a captain for so long? I'm like, that's kind of me at Walmart. I was like, I didn't want to move up yet. I was like,
But
I like
when
what I
it's
do.
time, it's time.
Yeah.
But it's time. So when it was time now, because I kept like seeing things that I wanted to improve with being respectful.
Right.
Oh, sure.
So just adding to the team, you know, there was like, I walked in and had my manager like this, like the walk in and have the interview for the job. It's like, well, I got 20 years job shadowing. I think I'm good to go.
Right.
Let's go. I'm like, well, okay. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I was just
I was
saying,
like-
I mean, how much more can you ask for?
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
feel like I've owned all my skills, you know, service desk, register, all that stuff. I know the ins and outs. I know the tricks to help customers and all that jazz,
Right.
you know, because I don't, if I can help
What
somebody,
more can you
I'll help
ask
them.
for?
Yeah, I'm not going to be like, no, you can't get that. If I can do it, I'll do it for you.
Right.
Please.
You can say yes, say yes.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's not making anyone's life, easier if you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, that's just, I guess, like finding that and calling it the Walmart show. And even when Lee Giles said, I always call him Giles for a long time. I don't know if I was the only one that did that, but I was like, Lee.
I probably did it.
I was like, well, how do you pronounce your name? He's like, yeah, honestly, it's both. Everybody does both. But I was like, you got to make sure you put that second annual on there because I feel good about that.
Yeah,
like that's good for that
absolutely.
store. That's good for those people. It's good for the community because doing an annual thing, that's at that location.
Right.
I want them to know that we did it twice at
Yeah.
least, even if we don't get to do it next year.
Right.
That'll be fun.
And it was successful. It was.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I'm sure you
I
exceeded
hope.
expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the team, getting everybody in on the team really
That's most important
creates
for
that.
anything.
It's really like, I love seeing people light up when you're like, will you help with this and do this?
Well, yeah,
You know,
because
that's-
then it gives, like you said, it gives people an opportunity to come together, create your own sense of community,
Mm-hmm.
and working towards a really good because
Mm-hmm.
it gives people the opportunity to create like ownership of certain things.
Yep.
And yes, and like feel really good about like whether it's selling the lollipops or doing the sound, or
Yes.
like helping you organize or whatever
Yeah.
it is. Like people can have the opportunity to like take pride in their work.
Yeah.
And like feel good about like work coming together.
And it keeps people coming back. Like now you see, like especially if you know you see certain people that shop there, like now you know them personally.
Mm-hmm.
Now like you're seeing people that you know have probably seen in passing, but like you know
Yeah.
didn't know who they were until that point.
Yeah.
and now you see them every day.
Sounds like a great family day too, because like, and I'm sure, I'm not a parent, but I imagine that especially during the summer, and the kids aren't in school anymore, and I'm sure parents want to get their kids out and involved in activities instead of with screens in their faces all the time.
Facts.
So this is like a really, like you said, there's games.
Yep.
There's
We're going to have,
food.
like, we were even, like, watching everything. It was like, we're still trying to come up with ideas because we have these guidelines that we can and cannot do.
Oh,
Of course.
You know, so we're trying to come up. I was like, we did cornhole last year, but nobody really liked the cornhole game. So it was like, okay, well, what can we have those supplies? What can we do with them? I was like, well, here's an idea. Sell a chance 3 beanbags, right? You get 3 beanbags on a cornhole toss, I think. So you sell 3 beanbag tries at $1. If you get 3 in a row, then you can win a prize or something like that. And then you take that money and you put it in the donation.
Right, incentivize it.
Yeah, somebody's gonna have fun with that stuff.
Yeah, right.
And then we have like cashier. I'm gonna shout out cashier Mary. She probably won't even listen, but she's funny. She had an idea. She's like, when they show that they want to help, you can't turn it down. You got to at least listen to
Yeah,
them and
of
see if you can
course,
help.
of course.
So she's like, I have all this stuff. I can just do it like a yard sale table out there, and everything that I sell, you can put right into the CMN. I was like, Mary, that's fantastic. She's just a little old lady. It's gonna be perfect.
Right.
With a yard sale table. Let's go. Food, dogs. What was the other? I was like, it's out in the parking lot, so I will have a football in my hand. Just saying. What else?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just I was like lemonade
It's a good
stand?
family
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not? Stuff like that. Yeah.
Just a good
And then
family
it's out in the we'll have a generator. It was somebody brought up the like, hey, get a food truck. Problem with that is now I'm going to be a little selfish on this one. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
If we get a food truck and they sell food, they have to donate their money that they make under their name. So I'm going to be a little, that's funny. It was like, but this is, it's, there's a reason behind my selfishness. So me and Faith were talking selfish acts before, like recognizing that. So we'll get back to that. But if we do our community and we sell our own food, then that money and the donation is all, and the time is all in our name, 2130 Walmart, okay, which ensures us to be able to do more.
Right.
More events.
No, that makes
okay.
sense.
So that's like, so if the food truck donates to that, takes away from what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of is that selfish thing, but it's for good intent.
Yeah.
Without a camera phone in my,
I get
that's
what
a
you're trying
ladder.
to do. Yeah.
It's a dialogue. Yeah. It's a conversation,
I
but
get what you're
it's because you can't do anything without, if you do a kind act, it's always selfish because it makes you feel good.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I had to talk to God about that the other day.
That's good. Okay. Oh yeah.
No, I get what you're saying though. I wouldn't say it would be. I get how you could say it. You would feel selfish about it, but it's.
No, it's just.
That's my ego talking to me.
In my opinion, it's a
keeping
smart
myself in
business
check.
decision.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm like, but I try and be unselfish with my ego, and I'm like, well, no, it's not about that.
human
Just get the
beings,
truck out here. But then I'm like, well, no, I want to do this for the team thing. So if we can do that for the team and progress,
Right.
then yes, we
No,
got to
it's
do
gotta
that.
be what's in the best interest for the team.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
And the cashiers were even like, oh, that flyer is so awesome. We got them hanging all around the store, electronics,
awesome.
sporting goods, just to remind people.
And I'm sure people, like you said, they'll start to. They're already looking forward to it. So when next year comes, and then the year after that, and it just keeps growing.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a beautiful thing.
I have one of the cashier's son. I can't say names because we haven't talked about it. So he's a comedian. It's not high profile, but he's definitely working. He's got a full schedule. I kind of want to reach out for like next year and be like, you know what, we're gonna dash a little comedy in that right in the middle of it. Absolutely, just come out. And this guy's got a really good following. So if I can book him, I'll come back and tell you and talk about that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
great.
All right. I just want to be respectful and not like talk about
Of
it.
course, but that's a really cool idea because you can expand it, and not only is it for a great cause again, like we had said, but like it also gives all of these performers opportunities to get themselves out there too. So it's really just like it's just beneficial for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the food trucks could in part be an incentive. I was trying to make sure I used it correctly. An incentive to get people there to then contribute to other things that you have there. Because if somebody's like you have like say like a Chick-fil-A truck that shows up, right? And they're like, oh, like, yeah, I saw that you guys were going to have Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A. I love to, obviously. And then it's going to a good cause. Oh, you guys have a yard sale? Oh, let me check that out. Oh, you guys are performing? Oh, you guys have this contest? So it's like,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
you could play both sides of it where it's like, they're getting a piece of the donation and they're contributing, but then those people could end up contributing more into what you have.
Yeah.
Because they showed up for said...
It's it's a
food truck.
convenience at a convenience store, basically. Because
Yeah.
when you go in a store, you want a couple of things.
Yeah.
So if you come to the show, you might get a couple of things.
That's true.
I get that, yeah. But then the aspect of thinking of that is like, well, if they buy from the food truck,
They're not gonna.
to buy the burgers and dogs that are over there that are going straight to CNN.
Right,
True.
that's why I
So
like
that's a
keep it
good
in-house.
call, though. You're not wrong.
No, that makes
I
sense.
do
That's a
see
good
what you're
point.
saying. Yeah.
That is a good point, though. Yeah, because
then it keeps it in house. So if they're buying that water bottle over there, then that goes straight to us, and then we can push it forward. We did total in the month. Now, see, this is where we get excited because they set a goal each month for the CMN donation. Last year was 5,000. 5,000, I think. We did throughout the month, so it's a whole month of, oh, you want to round up, oh, you want to buy a lollipop, you want to do this, you want to do that. We made 5,500 last year,
Wow,
so
good
that
for
was
you
cool.
guys.
And we're gonna try and break it again this year, and they set it at 5,000 again. Some places have like across the state have like $9,000 goals, and ours were set at 10,000. I was like, that's insane.
Well, I'm sure it depends on.
Let's just raise whatever we can and donate. Why do we have a goal? I don't understand that.
Business,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah. Well, and being right there on Route 1, summer day, if it's nice weather, people are headed to the beach or doing something.
sure your
They're
stories
driving by going, yo. In the summer times, it gets busy because we have water country there, too. So that's a good attraction there.
Yeah.
And there's going to be
Coming
people,
back
hey,
from water country.
what's
or-
And I'm
going on
sorry, you
over
can always
there?
Get something at Walmart. I
Of
am
course.
an avid Walmart.
Yeah.
There's always those people that are like, yo, I forgot a towel. Let me run into
Yeah.
Walmart.
Yep,
real quick."
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay $50 at water country for
Or
that.
like snacks or like
Yep.
whatever to get on the way.
We'll buy the food over here and we'll just
Yeah.
bring it in.
Oh,
That's
I am
Yeah.
a loyal Walmart shopper.
business wise.
Another-
Now out there in that park, like we have an empty parking lot. They literally knocked something down and just made a parking lot. That's where we're gonna do the show. But years ago, so there's two like empty parking lots right in the front by Route 1, and most people park right up front by the store in the general parking lot. But out in that empty parking lot, there used to be an arcade and a pet shop. They knocked it down and they put up a parking lot. And I don't understand why they didn't put a gas station on that street.
Oh.
It would have killed it, and that store would have
You could do
raked
like a
in
Sam's
the
Club,
dollars.
Like a Sam's Club.
Well, Somersworth in New Hampshire has an Optima, they call it, that gas station thing. It's an Optima, and it's a secondary company or something, but it's all ran by Walmart still, I believe.
Oh, that's
If
fair.
they put that on Route 1, there's so many gas stations on that strip, they would have gotten so much business. I would have worked it. I would have loved
I
it.
don't know where Dover is.
You know where Rochester is?
I have an idea.
That's where
It's right next to it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I always forget he lives in
Brooke
Rochester.
City there?
No.
No, okay, well, never mind.
Kind of. I'm not sure. I gotta look that. I know where it is, but I don't know.
Lots of places in there.
Another idea I was thinking. So, if you're doing the burger, I know we're like back on the food truck thing. It's,
Spit it out. I love ideas. Even if
one, don't get something that is would compete with burgers. So like, don't get Chick-fil-A because then you have chicken sandwiches. So like, get something like Mexican or whatever, and then depending on the prices, because then not everybody's gonna want Mexican. Not everyone's gonna like want burgers per se. So if you get something that's different, then you kind of have that competition, fair competition with it. Versus if you get another, like you get like a McDonald's food truck. Obviously, I know there aren't, but if you get a McDonald's food truck, then you'd be like, well, I prefer McDonald's over, whatever.
Right,
Yeah,
say, like,
yeah.
Well, now you're
if it's
just
the
screwed
same
you do
over.
like a
type of
pizza
thing.
thing.
And then
Yeah.
pricing, and then
Yeah.
pricing wise, like if yours is cheaper, some people are like, yo, I'll
But then
pay.
don't you gotta
Well,
pay
whatever
the person
goes.
to be there and like.
No,
or they would be
because the food.
donating their time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. See, that's where the food truck. I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
with certain food trucks, I know you have to like.
Do you have to pay them
pay
for their
them to
time?
Be there.
They don't
So,
just rake in the money that they actually have a fee like that.
Yeah. I mean, don't quote me, but
I'll have to
They
look
might
into that.
because
That's
the,
interesting.
the sale may not be guaranteed.
Yes,
Like they
That's
could
a good
show
call.
up, and
I
if
think
people
there
don't,
is
they're like,
I like-
I'm gonna come and at
Look.
least get what would be
It's
worth.
almost
I gotta pay gas to get there. I gotta set up. I gotta yeah.
it's
The
kinda
food that
like
I'm
a booking
cooking,
fee.
Yep.
the food that I'm cooking that people may not even buy. So now that I've just wasted,
Yeah.
because you're gonna cook the food, and if nobody buys it, well, then I gotta throw it away.
Yeah.
So I gotta pay for the food,
And that's
that I
money
just
lost.
cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, there usually is kind of like a set fee for that. So it's
Interesting.
Like, keep it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it in.
Sorry.
As-
21
well, you gotta like develop these things. You gotta talk it out, and then
See, that's
answer
the
something.
cool thing too. Like with the community of employees, like the store number. I was able, like hip hop chants. You do a show. You're like, yo, when I say hip, y'all say hop. I was able to like, yo, when I say 21, y'all say 30. That's the store facility number, and they were shouting it out there. It was awesome. It was just to see that
really
good
cool.
team atmosphere. I'm all about team. Like if you got
Yeah.
like. It's gotta be. You can't do it alone, and you have to say we. That's why when you said it earlier, I was like, yeah, that's awesome. I like that. Totally
Yeah,
like
you
that.
definitely strike me as like a very like community oriented kind of person, and
It have to be.
I love that.
I was actually telling my son, he was like, because he's in hip hop, he wants that big club scene. I was like, dude, that's real in real life. It's not where it's at, man. I hate to tell you, it is, you'll get there, sometimes if you want to. Yes, if you want to go and tour. Yes, if you want to do all that stuff, all power to you. But if you really want to make an impact with your gift, find a different
That's
venue.
the way to do
And
it.
It's not, that's
Right.
what it's
Creating your
about.
own
That
community,
and that was hip hop in the beginning. It all started with a school drive, right? You remember? You guys know that story, right? Hip hop wise, the whole first hip hop show was to donate school supplies, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's community hip hop.
Community-based.
End of story.
Yeah.
The new genre, and my kid's 18, so it's all like
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff. It's like I don't get it. He's like, "Hey, Dad, you listen to this?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, I don't know.
You're like,
Oh, a new Nas album's out. Let's listen to that. I'm like,
I can understand that. I feel like some of the new sound is
it's
its own entity.
It is, and it's up for conversation. I do try and listen. I'm just an old head though. I'm 42. It's so hard.
I'm not gonna lie,
It's so hard.
I'm not too far behind you.
Yeah,
So
I'm just like I just don't get it. It's not for me.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
this boom bap shit over here is for me. I don't know
like
that.
boom bap.
Yeah, that's what I love, and it's I love what you love. Do your thing. If it makes you happy, but you got to understand what you're listening to too. What are your thoughts on Juice WRLD?
I never really dove into them.
Okay.
I literally don't know who that person is.
Oh, wonderful.
I mean,
These are good
I've heard
answers.
of- I've heard of them.
I've heard the
How many
name. I
specs,
just
like-
don't know.
Yeah, that's the lyric wise, it's a lot of like addiction talk, and the picture that he paints, that he's trying to create awareness, is a good conversation.
Okay.
I can't have that conversation. That's more of my son because he understands that more. But I try to understand it. But it's just that there's a lot of I'm more of like Pac lyrics. I like younger Pac lyrics. Machiavelli was a little too angry for me a little bit, but I do respect it. I still get it.
Poetry.
Poetry. I love my favorite right now is Marlon Craft. You guys listen to Marlon
he's
Craft?
sick.
I love Marlon Craft, dude. He's like, I'd rather be a legend to 10 than a meme to a million. Stuff like that. He's got a lot of those
dope.
lyrics.
That's cool.
Highly suggest diving into his catalog. Last year or so, I've been all over listening to what he's got to say. Did a song with Method Man.
Really?
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, Static Selector. Come on.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was cool. But yeah. Hip hop shows and positive moves. That's and that's why with you guys are always about that stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
dude, when you guys were rocking out at the stadium,
Dude,
that
that
was
was so sick,
I was so jealous. I was
dude.
so jealous. I was
That
like,
may
how
be
did they
top,
do that?
Yeah.
They may be top 5.
See, people are
favorite
like, "Yo,
shows.
how are you doing that, Joe?" But I was like, I saw that, and I was like, "That's
Yo,
what." Oh
shout
man,
out to
I wanna be
Michael
with you
Murphy.
guys.
Shout out to Michael Murphy the third
Respect.
for hooking that up.
Yeah,
that was dope.
dude. How?
I think
we
his-
gotta ask him how he got that connect. Damn.
His stepdad, I believe,
His-
if I'm doing it correctly.
Yeah?
His
Works
dad.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
dope.
awesome.
And,
And
like
they
they
were-
they put on like other bands as well. So
That's awesome.
He,
And they
you
were
know,
look-
he basically told us that we can set that up, but like just keep it clean and we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
they-
and
yeah.
good MCs know how to do that. Keep it clean. Even if you have like a swear or something, you know how to censor yourself.
yeah.
That is like
That was
important.
That
Yeah.
was such a dope show because like we got the front half of the show or front half of the game, and then we got the back end.
Nice.
So like you had, I think I performed the back end, you performed the back end because this lucky sucker performs while the fireworks are going off.
I did see. I
Yeah.
was
So
gonna
he's
say.
got like a shot
Yeah.
of him like rapping and then like fireworks in the
Yep.
background. I was
And
like,
that's super
yo.
dope.
I had a slow song too. I had like an R&B song, and like, that was perfect for like, the mood too. They're still going off like throughout my whole set.
Dude,
it's
so
cool.
here's a question for both of you guys. Like, if you guys ever wanted to, because I love to host shows. Giles actually had that. Like, he made that hosted by and performing Joey Painter. So it's like I get to throw that on stuff. That's really cool. If I ever get to do a show, would you guys mind coming out?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
The
mind.
Right Mind cast performs, hosted by Joey Painter. I'd love to
Yeah.
represent you guys.
Okay.
That'd be
We've
so-
always
so dope.
wanted to do like a. I mean, we've been trying to like do our own kind of thing, but because like it made me think of it for like your thing, and I didn't want to be like, oh, let us show up, but like we would always like love to like for certain shows do a podcast along with like the show.
Yeah.
Type of, you know what I mean? Like interview the people that are performing, interview the host, maybe talk about, you know, using yours as an example, again, not inviting ourselves there, but like Kayla.
Like commenting as it was happening.
Commenting as it was happening, or like, you know, talking with you or the staff and being like, hey, like, what are you guys doing? Like, what does that mean to, like, kind of diving into it a little bit more.
Like interviewing it, yeah.
You know, what is, you know, donating to this specific organization mean to you? Like, how, you know, stuff like, how did this come about? You know, type of thing, but do it as like a podcast type of thing.
That's not a bad idea. That's pretty cool.
It's not.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
You know, all this stuff is stuff that can be easily transported, so it's not like, you know,
I would love to do that
burden.
for anything really, because it would just be a great opportunity. But like, shout out Just Jill. I would love to do that for one of her.
Facts. Yeah, that would be super cool. I'm actually like trying to think of, because like my Saturday nights are opening up for the summer, so it makes things a little bit easier for. But I think they do it on Thursdays, right?
I thought it was Saturdays.
Is it Saturdays? Or am I just dumb?
I don't have my phone.
Oh, I think it's like the last Saturday of every month.
I don't know if it's the third or I don't know if it's the third or fourth. Well, last.
I'll have to figure it out. But shout out to Just Still.
Yes.
But yeah, I thought that would be a cool spin, you know, to what we do, because like you hear people like they go on tour for a podcast, which I mean that would be super cool too. But
you know what would be a good opportunity? Honestly, next year, if I get to do a third one, we could probably do that. Respect that.
And we'll be there.
Yeah. Well, so that's like that.
We invited not this year, but we'll invite ourselves to next year.
Well, that could be a cool thing, because if we got said comedian, that could be a good interview after the fact as well for you. Like, that's cool. And that's like, I'm all about, like, you know, if everybody can shine, that's cool. I'm down.
Yeah.
Like, totally
Absolutely.
no egos. Like, I don't, you know, I like some shows I'll put myself last, because it's like, if there's not enough time, I'll cut my set short.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right,
Just
and you want to be able to adjust to
yes.
it.
It's cool to see people smile.
When you lift others, it lifts you.
Yes. So I love that, because around work, I'm going into like music and stuff and like writing lyrics. Like, I sent you, did you get my pictures for the promotion?
Yes, yeah.
So one of those was I want to talk about the Paradigm Shift project. So that's Spotify, Joey Painter, all that stuff. You can look me across the board, just like Michael Murphy III. It's just Joey Painter. I like, it's much easier. I have a nickname, Asthmatic, but it's easier to just be you know. But I was feeling down 2 years ago. It was like depression kind of kicked in real bad. You know, things were happening. Had to learn how to deal with it. So I dove into motivational speaking. This is where I want to get into that. Motivational speaking in my ear for like 8 hours a day. I actually stopped listening to music, but I like a lot. It was the majority was a guy in my ear telling me to keep going. So I listened to all that stuff, and I deciphered the lyrics and wrote the Paradigm Shift project, which really is cool. It's all motivational, translated from going through what I was going through, but feeding myself with positivity. And then like a lot of the lyrics are like, they'll hit it home.
Yeah.
Like I love like I got DC the MIDI Alien beats. I got my son has a couple, Confide, T.I. Dub, and then the whole project came together, and I kicked it out to Beatsmith Medor out in Arizona. He's a DJ, and he did all cuts on every single song. Super dope project. So now that's the cool connect. Go out to Arizona. He's already out there. I'd be like, dude, we got to rock a set together finally. That would be super dope. Yeah. So that's future plans. I want to make that happen. Sure. But then we have to get out there and rehearse together and all that. But motivational speaking, all that stuff. So every project, artist-wise, you know, it's like it'll lead you to the next one, right?
That's true.
So I did the couple in between. So the Paradigm Shift project was a big one for me. DC, all those beats, positive lyrics, really. I have a song called Roger Bannister. Like, this is how deep I went in. Do you know who Roger Bannister is? So I like the knowledge factor of like what you're writing about and all that. So in motivational speaking, there's a lot of manifestation talk, right? You got it. Do you listen to motivation? Who do you listen to?
I mean, I usually catch like those like chopped up videos and stuff
like
some,
motiversity and stuff. Respect,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Same thing, same exact thing.
Machiavelli motivation.
Yeah.
all
So
that
it's
stuff,
like
yeah.
snippets from movies or speeches, and it's got
yeah.
that music in the background.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's what I was listening to when I wrote this. Exactly that. But fed it. It was like 8 hours a day for like 6 to 8 months, I think, pushing carts outside, exercising, writing, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Late nights just listening and deciphering. So the paradigm shift, one of them came across, I can't remember who said it, but it was like, when you figure out how to shift your paradigm, things will change. And that's how you look at shit, right? So I looked up, I was like, what is that? Oh man, what does that mean? So I Googled it. It was like paradigm shift. It was how you view
way
things
of
and look at it
thinking.
from a different
Yeah,
perspective and
right.
learn how to react. So I wrote that project, and then everything just that keep going aspect and just kept going and going and going. Recently, now this is the project that isn't recorded that I've actually been diving into. I got 3 tracks by Pete Rock that are just instrumentals on Spotify and stuff like that. But I wrote a lot of mantra stuff. What helps you get up in the morning? What helps you make the right decision? So a lot of I called it the mantra because if we go back to certain lyrics and stuff and music that we listen to now, these kids are listening to certain lyrics right now that you're like, not to say that the music is bad, but you got to understand what you
The
listen.
music is bad.
I know.
It's bad.
It's no, they're talking.
kidding,
You
not
get
all
it.
of it.
No, not all of it, but it's up for interpretation and dialogue.
correct.
It really has to be. But when you got that in your ears, so I dug myself out of a hole, forcing that into my ears. Now you listen to people having hard times and stuff. It's like, what are you listening to?
Right.
What are you listening to? That is a valid question. What are you feeding your brain with?
No.
So I saw a clip one day that it was Michael Jackson talking about, it's a mantra. You got to do that mantra, and that's a repeatable thing, and that helps you. Don't quote me. I found the clip.
Yeah.
So I chose to call this EP, and I might write one more track, but 3 Pete Rock beats, the mantra. One song is called Know Your Steps, and the other one is VIP, and it's like a quick interlude, no chorus, verse. I can't remember what I called the first one. But it's just 3 tracks, boom, boom,
That's
boom.
really cool.
And that's what I'm going to be performing as much as I can. But we took those songs, I played the beats for the blues band, the drum and bass set, and they interpreted it.
Nice.
So that's going to be super dope. Oh, I was like,
that's
this is right up your alley, so let's do it. And we're going to rock that out front. It's going to be so awesome.
That's
Nice.
great.
Hopefully the weather's
Wow,
right.
you got some really great stuff coming up. That's
And the whole mantra thing is a lot of it is so I hate saying this, but when somebody was like, well, I feel like you're talking to me in those lyrics. I was like, well, and a lot of it is every day know your steps. Son of winter, yeah, you gotta know, continue your reps. If you don't stick to the script, honestly, what'd you expect? I'm out to prove what I can do. Yeah, what the heck? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Think before you do it. Stuff like that. But I haven't recorded it yet. Just kind of I did the paradigm shift. I performed it. You're talking about going on tour,
Yeah.
tour wise and stuff. I have to do shows. When COVID taught me, depression wise, I have to do shows.
Yeah, you
Money or not,
Yeah.
have to do them.
right.
Because you walk away. It is. So I did the paradigm shift for 2 years before I recorded it, and then we finally dropped it earlier this year. I can't remember.
2023.
It was respect. Was it 2023? I can't even remember. Jeez, good call. So that was that's a lot of fun. And that you got to convey the right message, and it really, because I needed it, and I know somebody else out there needs
100%.
it.
That's the point.
That's why I respect you guys. That's every time I see one of your TikToks or something like that, it's just talking to people. Love it. I've shared a couple of them. I know I have. But it's and then when my son turned around, he was like, I've been listening to a lot of J Faith talking. I was like, that's awesome. That is
Word.
awesome. I'm going to do a podcast with him. That's
Word.
yeah, that's good feeling stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
And it's okay to write those songs that are kind of depressing in a way, but it's important to not stay there. And that's where you learn with some of the game changers, like when you learn that you can control your thoughts, you're like, you have those like, oh, I have sporadic thoughts every time and I just can't get out of that thought. Yes, you can.
Yeah,
you just have to do it.
Yeah, you just have
You just have to do it.
I totally agree with you.
And once you learn to do that, it's a game changer. And it took me 42 years.
I mean,
If you think that.
Sounds about right.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's like
Agreed.
it's tough.
And your mind is it's beautiful, right? When you think about exactly how powerful your mind is.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful
It's your
thing,
superpower.
but it can be
Kryptonite.
like, intimidating and scary and if you, to your point, like if you don't realize yet that you can control your thoughts, yes, something maybe like dropped into your head, you may have a random thought or like intrusive thought or whatever, but if you don't realize like that you can change it, then yeah, you're just kind of a victim to your own brain. And it's
It's
like,
exactly what
wouldn't
it
you-
is.
It's your brain.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
wouldn't you want to have the control over your brain?
I just thought of this, but you guys watch The Simpsons, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, like Homer's just like, oh, stupid brain. And it was like, that's kind of a metaphor in real
that's
time.
very
Like
real.
that makes sense. It's like,
Like, I
why am I
totally
thinking
get it.
like that? Yeah.
I feel like or for me, it's the battle of the brain is a real thing.
Oh,
And
totally.
it's like, it's every day, like kind of like what we talked about like before, like off air a little bit of just like being able to realize certain things and be like, no, that doesn't work for me anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it.
No, for sure. Sure.
I need a mug, by the way. Can I get a mug?
Yeah, I got you.
That's a dope. I'll bring it to work.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I got you. Word. No.
But yeah, that's like a lot of shows, a lot of mental health. Mental health is why I do hip hop. End of story. And if you can give that out, that's the point.
Yeah, absolutely. Besides your Walmart show that you have, before we wrap up, do you have any other things that are coming? You know, I know you talked about music.
Yes,
But,
yes. I actually,
what do you want to plug some things that are coming up?
we have. Sorry, I think I do have more than 2 shows this month. So I just.
You got a busy month. I saw you on that.
I did. Next up, actually, I'm waiting for the flyer. Rap night, Father's Day night.
Yeah.
If you guys are free, come through,
Nice.
please. I'd love to
Nice.
have you guys out if we can.
Rap night.
We're gonna go represent. I believe it's. He told me who else it was. I haven't seen the flyer yet, but I think it's Forever Fresh. Don't quote me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he said it was fresh. I hope it's Forever
Yeah,
Fresh
yeah.
because he's dope. Good vibe. He's a good guy. I believe he's out of Somersworth, New Hampshire.
I think so. Yeah.
Bump into him.
Honestly, I love me a rap night. It is. Shout
Come
out to
through.
DJ Myth. And
It's not going to be
Sean.
Myth though. Respect to Myth. Actually, he's going to miss that one.
What's his name?
Clash is Clay.
Clash is Clay.
Yeah, I found that out today. I was like, oh, I love it. He's hype behind
Clash
it
is
too.
Clay
I
is
like
cool.
it.
Well, still
Good
shout
dude.
out to DJ Myth.
No, shout out
Shout out
Myth.
to the whole team
He's
up there.
he'll be back soon. I was talking to him a little bit. I guess he's gonna have surgery on his hand.
Oh,
Ooh.
damn.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I don't want to give too much,
Oh,
but
that's
Scratching. Yeah.
yeah, he's like that's what happens when you DJ for 30 years.
When
I
you're
was
like, your hands like this.
I understand. Respect.
Yeah. Shout out
Dude,
to
he's
DJ.
always like good vibes.
I was
Like
just gonna say he's a great guy.
yeah, I was talking to him a little bit one night before rap night because I don't get down there enough. It's hard. Like, Sunday night at 9:00 is a rough night, especially when it's school year and Monday morning comes. It's like,
Right.
ugh.
If you work a full-time job, you gotta be there at 7 or 8 the next morning. It's like, my goodness.
Must have to represent as well. They just hit 11 years on rap night.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
can't deny that.
That's a huge
That's
shout out
much
to
respect.
them.
There's a lot of like MCs that have gone there and learned and cut their teeth and like
Yeah.
wanted to.
I've done a few shows up there.
Yeah, so
Shout out
I
to
remember
them
the
for
first time I
great.
performed there, I bombed. I totally did. I was so nervous. It was early in the career, so it was like, oh god, I'm gonna kill it, right? No,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not.
yeah.
No, you're not.
No,
That's-
you have
so
to
I,
bomb
We all
in
have
order
those.
to
I,
be better.
you're
Yeah,
right. See,
you do.
yes,
You do.
absolutely, because you can't understand what you're doing wrong.
Until you do it wrong.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So that's like I remember doing a verse, the wrong song over the wrong beat, and then so early in the career I didn't know how to handle that, so I did the same song over the right beat right after that. I was just like, oh god, they're never gonna invite me back. I was like,
No, you
yeah,
gotta
it was
learn.
cool though. They were very
You
like,
gotta learn.
yeah, it was really. It's cool to keep going. thinking that you don't have that respect, and then later on you just kind of realize, you're just in your own head. You're good. Just have fun.
It's more we're in our
Yeah.
heads.
And then once that respect comes, it even means better because you just settled in and had fun.
Exactly. Word.
Yeah, I guess that's all I got.
Nice.
Yeah. But rap
that's
night
cool.
this weekend. Oh, actually, it'll air next week, so it
Yeah.
won't play. So at that time,
Well, once you get the
I'll
flyer,
plug the right thing.
once you get the flyer, send it over. So
Oh, respect.
We'll
Well,
plug that.
when this airs, it'll be June 21st, 603 Dover, New Hampshire, 9:00.
Yes.
I'm hosting and performing. There's Good Bars. There's Onyx Smith. P-Rob is on that bill too. Goldie the Goddess, I think her name's. I haven't met her yet. I'm excited to see her rock. She's with Good Bars there. And who else? I think that was it. Onyx, me, T.I. Dub. Oh, Amplified Audio doing that sound too. 603 Dover, New Hampshire, June 21st, 9:00. 21 plus. Come through.
Word,
Yes.
word.
I think that's all
Dope.
I got so far.
Cool, man.
Yes.
Appreciate you coming out, man.
Oh, I appreciate it.
This was
nice
dope.
to meet you.
Yeah, likewise. I've been watching you guys. I love it. I totally
Appreciate it.
I
Appreciate
follow
the
on
love.
TikTok, all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get back on the TikTok for the pod. But
Dude, keep
We'll get
keep
there.
those going, man.
yeah, that I'm definitely gonna keep.
Those
doing.
are so. I can see you take your time with them, and that they're really, really putting out a good message.
Amen.
I like listening to them. I know that. So
word.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll keep that going for sure. But yeah, again, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming all the way down here. Appreciate your time. That's the most important thing, and I appreciate it for sure. I want to thank. Let me move my laptop so people can actually see me. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to say God bless as always. Shout out to Minds of One Collective Genius. Shout out to the team. Shout out to Crispy, who's not here. You're definitely in our thoughts. I hope you are feeling better after today. But until next time, my name is Jay Faith.
My name is Life with a Y.
We got
It's your girl Kayla.
and we got
Joey Painter.
in the building, and this is the Right Mind Wednesdays podcast. We'll catch y'all next time. What's up?